welcome back to Sumatra on Bass. I hope you're doing fantastic. Today we'd like to review the Fender Japan Hybrid 2 Jazz Bass. This is a 2024 model. Saw it a couple of weeks ago. Really loved that turquoise burst color with the quilted maple veneer top. This is on an Alder body. It's all blue around the back too. Quite nicely finished. Maple neck, modern C profile with a skunk stripe, a rosewood fretboard, 21 narrow high frets. It's got vintage tuners, the familiar volume tone controls. It has a bent plate bridge, although the vintage style, although this one is a little bit thicker than the normal ones you get, say, on a Squier. It's a wee bit thicker than that. 4-bolt neck plate, nothing unusual about it. It's pretty much a standard jazz bass. The tuners work nice and smoothly. The back of the neck is finished in a satin finish, so it's drag free for your thumb. The body, of course, standard jazz bass, contoured, very comfortable. And the pickups are specifically wound for this model. I quite like these. They're single coil. They will hum if you solo the pickup. You may get a little bit of hum, but that's normal for single coil pickups. When they're both up, it's dead quiet. The controls are very smooth. The fit and finish is excellent. The neck pocket is routed very nicely. The neck fits beautifully into that. Of course, the quilted top makes it look fantastic. I think it's a beautiful look for a jazz bass. The Alder maple neck with a rosewood board is pretty much a sort of a standard combination for jazz basses. The other one that a lot of people go for is the ash body with the maple neck, maple fretboard, and that's a little bit brighter. It's a little different in the mids. These ones give a sort of warmer, slightly warmer tone, although they've still got plenty of snap. I think the pickup spacing here, and why it's called a hybrid, I think it's like a 60s spacing. It's 3.6 inches between the centers of the pickups, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I think on the 70s, the bridge pickup is over a little more towards the bridge. Not by much, but that's the 70s style. So it yields quite a nice warm tone. It's got a synthetic bone nut. And just on that in particular, when I received the bass, I unpacked it, I checked it. It was set to the Fender specification exactly. It was still in tune. The nut is properly cut, very nicely cut. The string height there is just perfect. The neck is easy to adjust. The tools are provided, of course. Now for me, the standard Fender setup is a little high. All I did was drop the saddles down a little bit to my liking. And the intonation was spot on, perfect. Everything about it, the fit, finish, fantastic. So I can't praise that any higher. It's a really good job. And I think, having owned a few Japanese made basses, I can say that the quality that comes out of Japan is very, very good from my experience. You may have had a bad one, I don't know. Let me know if that's the case, but from what I hear and from what I've experienced, they've done really, really well. So having said that, let's have a listen to some of the sounds this jazz bass is capable of. We'll start with both pickups on, tone all the way up, and let's see what that sounds like. So as you can see, it has a nice, fat, authoritative sound with plenty of bite. So you're going to cut through the mix. And interestingly, I used this on a gig last week just to get some feedback from other musicians. They told me it sounds clear as a bell, it's nice, it's supportive, and this is what you really want out of a bass, is that it supports the music that you're playing and that the notes come through without being obnoxiously loud or anything like that. Let's try the neck pickup, and you can hear a little bit of hum there as I went over to that, and that's normal. It's not terrible. For me, I never really use it in this combination of just neck, but if you do, you could swap these out for noiseless. You could easily get away with just a noise gate because it doesn't make all that much hum, really. But yeah, this is not a problem for me, so I think I like these pickups enough for them to stay in the bass and just use it this way. So let's have a listen to the neck pickup with tone on full. So let's try that same thing with the tone rolled off halfway. So in that position, obviously it approximates the P-bass pickup position. Personally, I think the P-bass for that position, for that particular sound, is probably a little bit better at that. I like jazz basses with generally both pickups up, or the neck pickup just backed off a little bit to give me a little more bridge. So let's have a listen to the bridge pickup. The tone is up full. Now let's try the same thing with the tone backed off once again, just halfway. So it's got a nice bridge pickup sound. I think it's quite punchy. It has quite a lot of cut. It's not too zingy for that sort of style, if that's what you like. For me, it's basically, if I'm doing that, I don't quite turn the neck pickup all the way off. I just back it off a little. So I'm going from a to a, maybe even a little less. And of course, the jazz bass is renowned for its slap sound. There's probably no accident with that, because a lot of the players that play slap favor jazz basses. I think for me, it's the the sort of immediacy and the brightness of the lower strings, and the defining feature for me is that pop. With this pickup configuration, that just sounds just right to me. Of course, your opinion may differ to that, and that's quite okay. It is all about personal preference, but I think they have, probably out of all the basses I play, the nicest slap sound is on a jazz bass. So let's have a listen to a little bit of that. So it produces a very nice slap tone. And the other thing I noticed playing this live was that between that just fingerstyle sound and switching to the slap tone, the tonal balance with both pickups on, everything open, the tonal balance and the volume level is quite even. So you can switch between the two quite easily without having to do any twiddling, which is a big plus. The bass comes with a gig bag, just a basic one. It's got no front pockets, that sort of thing. It's enough to protect the bass when you're storing it at home or whatever. For me, for gigging and traveling, I at the very little use a mono style case which protects it a lot better and has some pockets where you can store all your other things. I think overall these basses represent pretty good value because they are very, very well built. The Japanese seem to have always done a really good job on putting things together, keeping tolerances very tight. Their quality control, I feel, from my experience, has been very, very good over the years. And I've had quite a few and still have quite a few jazz basses. So I really, really like this one. I enjoy playing it live. I think it's a nice instrument. It comes with just the standard nickel-plated steel 45 to 105 Fender strings. It sounds fine. The fretwork is very, very good and very, very even. Now the edges are not rounded like you would find on a US Deluxe model or anything, but they don't catch your hand. They are very evenly leveled. The end, I can see that the ends of them, they have used some grain filler or wood filler so that you don't get any of the tang sticking out to catch your fingers on the end. And I was able to get the action exactly where I wanted it and even a little bit lower. And this could probably go even lower if you really, really wanted it to. And that's just a testament to the finish of the fretboard and the frets being so even that you can do that. It's a very comfortable bass to play. It's not very heavy. Might take a weight measurement of it and pop it up on the screen somewhere, but by no means uncomfortable. As you can see, it balances on the strap perfectly. I think if I just sit it on my knee, it may be a little bit neck heavy, although with my arm resting on it, it's not for me. This is the test for the bass being kind of neck heavy. If I can let it go like this and it stays in place, which it does, that's fine. So I'm happy with that. I do like the modern C-shaped neck on this. I like the finish on the back, which is like a satin finish, so it's very, very smooth to play. I do like the color. It looks wonderful, I think, with the white pearl pickguard. The controls are all very solid. Everything feels as it should. Nice solid jack. The only addition I've made to this, which I always recommend if you've seen my other videos, is some strap locks. I think they're very cheap insurance against dropping your bass. So these are from Ernie Ball. I like those. They're made in the USA. I have them on other bases. They're very solid. And yeah, that's my take on the Fender Japan Hybrid 2 Jazz Bass. Let me know in the comments if you played one. Let me know what you think. I'll pop up, as I said, the other available colours. So here in Australia, they're just under 2,000. You can get other models which are, I think, the same configuration, except they don't have the fancy top, for a couple of $100 less. I'm assuming that the quality is going to be the same, the playability will be the same, so it'll be a great bass if you don't really fancy the quilted top for whatever reason. Yeah, so all in all, a nice jazz bass from Fender Japan. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy playing this for many years to come. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you found the video informative. In the meantime, stay well, keep making music, keep playing bass, and be kind to each other. I'll see you guys at the next video. Take care of yourselves till then. Bye for now.